exactly. Yes, definitely.
The whole trajectory of my film studies, I was very interested in how we as people relate to our environment. And then I knew about La Friche Josapahat, how it was this space that used to be from the CNCB, and then the city of Brussels bought it from them, but they didn't really know what to do with it, so they just left it bare for already 20, 30 years now. And then a lot of biodiversity grew there, which makes it now a very green space. And I was very intrigued by how such a big green space is in the city of Brussels, but not a lot of people know about it. And now the city of Brussels wants to build apartments on it. So I was very interested in this very tense relationship between this green space in an urban environment on the border of being destroyed. And also because there was a very strong urgency for me to document the place, because there were already plans to build apartments on it, but there wasn't an approval yet. So actually from this interest in how we as people relate to our non-human environment, and out of this urgency was the desire to start a film about it. It's not that our ambition was to make a very political film, let's say, but I think all four of us want to be rooted in the reality we live in, and think it's necessary to be critical about our environment, about the ways how we live or how we relate. So I think everybody really carried the idea to document a space or to relate to a space that we think that should stay. And also I think broader than this, it's about La Friche Josapahat as a specific place, but I think it also goes broader to a green space in an urban environment, and I think it's also a more universal story. So we never were very aware if we're going to make a political film, but it was much more about, we want to listen to this space and we want to pay attention to it, and we want to do to make an exercise in attentive listening. And for us, this attentive listening was political, but I don't think we, from the beginning, wanted to make a political film.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We hadn't much contact with the local authorities. So it was rather via people we knew that we got into the space. Because there are quite a lot of grassroots initiatives happening on La Friche Josapahat. And for me, there was a much more suitable or nicer entry point to get into contact with La Friche Josapahat than through the local authorities, because I also thought that it wasn't a very good plan to wake up sleeping dogs. I don't know if it's also something you say in English, but I didn't want to make the local authorities know that I would make a film about it, and that it was mostly a film about maintaining the space. And then in terms of if it was accessible through the weather, it was very we were very dependent on the weather conditions. So around every 3 weeks we picked a date when we wanted to go filming. We started filming September 2023, and we ended around April 2024. But then very often it happens that it was like, ah shit, it's gonna rain, or the weather is gonna be very grey, so it won't be a very nice weather condition to go filming. So it was always keeping like really taking into account the conditions in which we could film. But I think there was also something beautiful about it, that like we wanted to collaborate with the space, but of course if you want to collaborate with the space, you also collaborate with the weather conditions. So for me that also felt very normal to take into account when we could go filming or not, because of the weather conditions.
Omgevingsgeluid.